All right, well, I want to welcome everybody to the UpaDowna virtual happy hour. We're trying some things online to keep people motivated and interested and inspired and providing some educational opportunities while we're all stuck at home. So I do want to share something with you real quick. We do have some house rules. Stay on mute, please. If you have questions, just feel free to add them to the chat. And don't go to the bathroom with your camera still on, Jennifer. All right, a few things here, UpaDowna on our website. You can check out our CoRAD 20. These are ways to adventure during the COVID-19 outbreak. So we've got tons of different activities here, UpaDowna related adventures, including our coloring contest, photo scavenger hunt, outdoor activities, as well as indoor adventures, which during the nasty weather this weekend, we might have to do. So be sure to check out our website for that, as well as Facebook for lots of our virtual events happening. All right, let's see here. Stop share for now. And back to what we're talking about. You can also donate to UpaDowna. You can do that through our website or on Facebook as well, and Venmo. That's just at UpaDowna, and we really appreciate your donations right now. Since we've had to completely stop our in-person activities, our flow of donations has kind of stopped as well. So we're not hurting too bad right now, but as you can imagine, with no business, you don't get any income. So we ask that you help to support UpaDowna as well. All right, on to our guest of honor. I'd like to welcome Ms. Kristen Cahill from Red Lake Brewing Company. And before we get started though, I do want to talk about this beer that I'm drinking. It's my favorite, it's a Hefeweizen, and it was a beautiful pour, right?
It was perfect.
Yes, okay. So it looks beautiful in my up and down cup. So can you tell me a little bit about the Hefeweizen real quick?
Yeah, so Hefeweizen is a traditional German style of beer. It is a wheat beer. And what makes it really unique is the strain of yeast. And it is known for having banana and clove notes, and they come only from the yeast. There's no spice or fruit added to the beer. It, like I said, it's just a byproduct of those happy little yeast cells as they're making that beer. So it's one of our most popular. Our head brewer who created that recipe was in the Air Force, and he had beloved times in Germany, so it was exciting for him to be able to create a recipe to share a style of beer from that part of the world with our customers.
That's very cool. And all I know is I like it. I can definitely taste maybe the hint of banana. I'm not an expert about the lacing and all that fun stuff or the mouthfeel or whatever, but I kind of know some of that stuff. But I know I like it. It's one of my favorites. So thank you for making it. I don't know. It was great.
Hey,
and I also supported our local liquor store just down the road, and they also had the amber ale also, so I might drink that one later after. Oh, there you go. Cheers.
Cheers.
I have to drink that one later after the interview. All right, so we're going to get into a couple of questions, and then afterwards, if anyone has any questions, you can feel free to ask them or add them to the chat as we're talking. So first of all, I want you to tell us more about you and what you do at Red Lake and how long you've been there.
So I am again, Kristen Cahill. I'm the general manager. I have been at Red Lake for over 6 years, which has been a crazy journey. I've been in the beer world for about 8.5 years now, and my husband is a Colorado Springs firefighter. We were living in Denver for a while and decided, let's change things up. And both of our families are here, so we decided to move down to the Springs. And so I left the brewery that I was working for up there, came down to Colorado Springs without really anything in mind, thinking like, oh, maybe I'll take some time off because we were going to get married. And I met Todd, the owner of the brewery, the day after I moved down here. We went in and met Drew's sister for a pint and started to talk to him a little bit about my background. And he was like, are you interested in a job? And I was like, I don't know. And, the rest is kind of history. I came in the next day and had an interview, which basically entailed me hanging out in his office for like 25 minutes. And then I went and hung out with the brewers and helped them clean tanks. And worked a few shifts in the tap room. And then we got married and went on a 2-month honeymoon. But the day I got back, he found out, called me, It was like,
Yeah.
you ready? And the rest is history. So
That's awesome.
yeah, that was over 6 years ago. Like I said, which is crazy.
Wow.
But the brewery has grown a lot in my time there. So I used to be the taproom manager. And we've grown enough to the point where we need someone overseeing the day-to-day operations. So I help with production planning, sales, forecasting, budgeting. I help with event planning, pretty much everything. And it's been a long road. I've learned a lot. I'm very grateful for the folks that I work with. I'm not the only person who's been there as long as I have. In fact, most of our staff has, which I think says a lot about Red Leg as a company, because this is a higher turnover, type of industry. And Red Leg is a special place to work for many reasons, not just the people that I work with, but what we do out in the community. I'm really grateful to, be able to work with organizations like UpaDowna, and to be able to support them. And our mission as a brewery is really cool to me, to be able to support organizations out there that take care of veterans and active duty folks, as well as police, fire, teachers, or public servants as well. And the park is our backyard, so we take care of parks and trails, and I love that kind of stuff. So it's been a great ride, and I'm looking forward to more in the future, and especially getting out of this, and getting back to normal life.
Yes, seriously. Well, and we definitely appreciate your guys' support for Adventure on Tap. If you guys don't know, Red Leg does donate $1 per beer back to us during those Adventure on Tap speaker series seminars. So we appreciate that. And we're super excited for you guys to be moving soon into your new facility. So hopefully after all this is over and the summer's done and the fall is here, right? Maybe we can welcome you to a new, fingers crossed.
Yep.
That would be really cool.
The project's moving right along, so we're looking forward to it.
Very cool. All right. So another question is, what have you guys been doing during this coronavirus crisis? What have you guys been doing to stay open?
So the great thing about the brewery world is we live in a world that has to be sanitary all the time anyways, because we could compromise the quality of our beer if we weren't constantly checking in on things. So because we already lived in a very clean world, now it's more, when we were able to be open in the tap room, it was more offering, hand sanitizer and sanitizing the surfaces more frequently, which I foresee is going to be what's going to happen when we open up again. But in this time, we're fortunate that we've been able to offer to-go services, so carry out and or curbside pickup in the tap room.
Cool.
And since we can our beer, we're available in liquor stores, which has been great for us. A lot of the other breweries, unfortunately, don't have that other side of business, so we're very grateful for that.
And liquor stores are deemed essential, so they stay open.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we've actually been able to help some of our restaurant partners now that they're able to deliver alcohol. By providing growler glassware so that they can pour out of the kegs that they already had on hand, so that they can work through that product and still provide the drinks that people were probably excited about enjoying with their meal. Anyways, so we're fortunate to have several avenues of business that are keeping us afloat. But as I mentioned that to you, earlier when we were just chatting candidly, it's tough because the margins are not very good compared to being able to have folks in our tap room sitting and hanging out. So we have a long recovery period coming after all of this because of that. But we're doing everything that we can to maintain every employee at Red Leg. From people are jumping on the canning line that wouldn't have before to today, for instance, I took a delivery down to Canyon City, and we all just are doing what we have to do.
Do what you gotta do. Yeah.
Exactly.
So then the stay-at-home order does not affect you guys. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, of course. So interestingly, Colorado governs beer as a food. And within the order that both Mayor Hancock and of Denver and then Governor Polis for the entire state issued exempts breweries because it says specifically if you are a manufacturer of food, you can remain open and offer to-go products. And since we supply liquor stores, which were also deemed essential, we are a supplier to them. So even if the tap room couldn't be open, we still fortunately would have that avenue. And even if the liquor stores had to close at some point, we sell to King Supers. So
maybe it's kind of good that the whole grocery store thing happened, because now they can still get your beer at King Supers.
Yep, exactly. And maybe that's even just a little peace of mind if things gets crazier. Like everybody knows, well, you can still get your beer at King Supers.
It's okay. It's gonna be okay.
Yep.
That's awesome. Okay, so stay at home doesn't affect you. That's awesome. So then, if we can come to get beer, as a community member, I went to my liquor store to support you to get your beer. But if I wanted to come to you guys, or do you deliver, or is there curbside? There's all these different rules now for these restaurants and breweries. So how can I, as a community member, come and help you and buy your beer?
So we are currently still allowed to have patrons come into the tap room. We can only have 5 members of the public in the tap room at any time, and they have to exercise the social distancing of at least 6 feet apart from one another, which is not an issue that we've encountered at all so far. Or, well, I guess we did one time. We had a group of motorcyclists who wanted to come and support us, and there was a lot of them, so we had to kind of, filter them in. But we are able to take orders in the tap room if you are interested in, having a chat for 5 minutes, which I feel like people are kind of starved for right now. So we are absolutely welcoming that. If you are uncomfortable coming into the tap room, we are taking orders over the phone and then bringing your product out to you. Which means that we take your payment over the phone. We've also just recently learned that our point of sale offers a payment option that you can take on your phone. So then you pay on your phone, and we don't even have to take credit card information over the phone. So it's safer as far as the integrity of information and everything goes. We're going to start experimenting with that this weekend, which is cool. And also, if you're like, man, I just went out and stocked up on every little bit of beer that I could because I want to support all of the Colorado Springs breweries, what else can I do? We are selling gift cards. So folks who are wanting to come back in, when the tap room is back open, we have those available online, so you can order them and they can come to your home between now and the time that the tap room is open, so you don't even have to leave your home, but you're still supporting us. We're selling merchandise like the shirt that I'm wearing, and several other things in the tap room, as well as online. What's that? And good point. We also have we are still having food trucks out at our parking lot every day. So when you're coming, you can achieve a double whammy local support by getting your to-go beer, merchandise, gift card, and then stopping and grabbing something to take home to enjoy.
That's awesome. Now, are the food trucks at a certain hour, certain time?
So they've all kind of wanted to do a little bit different. So we're trying to keep everybody up to date via Facebook. And for the most part, the food trucks are interested in being there. Most of our hours, which right now are 12 to 7 p.m., 7 days a week. We're probably going to have to evaluate that as times go forward. So Facebook will be the best place to check for our current hours. But most of the trucks have wanted to be there pretty much all day, which is cool. Awesome. And from what I have understood so far, they've all been feeling like they're getting a good response and are it's helpful to keep them open to be at the breweries. So
totally, that's awesome. So when we do come, what's the best way to get the beer? Should we do the crowler? Can we do our own growler? I thought I heard at some point people didn't want us bringing in our own growlers just because of germs, but can you get more into that, how we should do that?
Yeah, of course. So we have the three different avenues to get your vessels, I guess you can say, to get your beer to your home. We have the 6 packs of cans. We have crowlers and growlers. So to speak to the can, both the 12-ounce size and the crowlers, the aluminum supply chain is a little strained right now because, as you can imagine, all of the breweries across the country are seeking ways to package their beer to be able to get to folks. Fortunately, the 12-ounce and 16-ounce can sizes aren't as bad, but the crowler cans are extremely strained.
Wow.
And so we've been asking folks if they are choosing a beer style like the howitzer that I can give them in a 6-pack. Instead of doing a crowler, would you be willing to take a 6-pack? And the main reason that we are asking folks to do that is because there are some breweries that have no other way to get their beer to people. We're fortunate to have the 6-pack format, and when there's only so much aluminum available, we want to see everybody stay afloat. So we're trying to be very conservative with that resource in particular. And then to get to growlers, initially we were not taking refills. Okay. But we have a way to sanitize growlers completely. So not every brewery does, but we have a commercial dishwasher that has a sanitization cycle as a part of the whole process. So we're just asking that folks who bring their refills, and we're encouraging people to, because the glass resource is strained as well. And so we're asking folks, yes, please bring your own growlers. But also just give us a few minutes. So be prepared for us to run it through the cycle and then bring the glass down to temperature and then sanitize it in a contact sanitizer. And what I've been telling people is like, oh, hey, if you're on your way to the grocery store, drop it off. I'll take care of it, get it all cleaned and filled for you, and then you can pick it back up on your way home. So, and if you don't have a growler glass of your own, you can call us and we can pre-fill it for you. All of these different options. So.
And I assume you guys still have the crowlers available for sale.
Yes, we do. We still have them for the foreseeable future. I was actually able to get 150 more of them today, which sounds like a lot, but last Friday we went through 76
in one day. Oh my God, that's a lot of beer.
Yep.
Wow, people are stocking up. You know what's gonna happen. We got to stock up.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. Aside from, I just hope that everybody stays safe and healthy. And I guess actually one thing that I do want to add, while you're out there, if you're supporting a liquor store with our beer, that's, it's a fabulous way to support us because we want that supply chain to stay strong as well. If you buy a 6-pack, treat your cans like produce. This is what I've been telling people in the tap room too. Make sure you wash off your can in just like warm dish soap before you pour it into a glass or drink out of it yourself, because it is a contact. How would you say it? It's a surface. It can sit on a surface for however long. So you might as well just be safe, more safe than sorry, and
for sure.
Yep. And other than that, I can't really think of anything offhand, aside from just stay safe and sane and healthy.
Cool. And what's the best way for people to stay updated on what's happening with your guys' status?
So we are continuing to make posts every day on Facebook and Instagram. It is easier to have, it's easier, I think, the Facebook platform is easier for us to be able to communicate kind of what's going on. So Facebook is probably the easiest and most up to date, because if anything changes, that's a way that we can post instantaneously. We're also, happy. Some people just love phone calls. We're taking phone calls all day as long as someone is there, which someone's usually there between 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. every day. Okay. So if you just need to talk on the phone, and, just have a little human interaction, we're happy for that. But our website, we do update relatively frequently, but Facebook is the most up-to-date information.
Okay, very cool. Well, I think that's about it, unless you have anything else to add. Oh, I do have one more thing. Let me see if I can get back to the screen share. You guys are actually listed on this website called supporttthesprings.com. So let's see if I can get back to that here. And there's this great section here where you can click on takeout and find your favorite place. Red Leg is zoomed in. Red Leg is on the map, and that'll essentially just take you back to their website, but they are on there as well as a whole bunch of other places. So make sure you go to supportthesprings.com and check out all the different specials that are happening around town. Look at all that. That's amazing. So
that's crazy.
Get out there, support everybody, support Red Leg, support those that support us. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And we want to support you guys as much as we can. So go drink Red Leg beer. Yay. Well, Kristen, thanks so much for being a part of our very first virtual happy hour. Hopefully we don't have to do too many of these, but we're super thankful that you joined us on our first one. We're going to have another one every Thursday night until we're stuck, not stuck in our home anymore. And then we'll have actual happy hours out and about again at the breweries. So thanks again, Kristen. We appreciate you, and take care, and cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Have a good one, everybody.